if you were to watch a film, would you see it? Like, what basis would you have for it to be a good film or bad?
Well, I suppose the minimum is that it should be entertaining. You know? And here, entertaining doesn't mean to say amusing. It can be about a dark topic and so on, but it's something that engages you and makes you forget that time passes for
An hour.
for a while. You know? I think that's the bottom line with any film. You know? And now, if over and above that, we leave the movie house a different person from what we were when we first entered, because there's something we picked up and so on. I suppose it's pretty good. I didn't like Alice in Wonderland because I thought that I thought that Burton had
Butcher.
was not as edgy as he usually is. No? He had Disneyfied his approach, no? And then in the end they relied on an old device, no? Which is the characters battling with a monster, and which is actually not the spirit of Lewis Carroll either. No? So I felt that was a disappointment.
Then again, sir, Tim Burton has been associated with Disney since the beginning of his career.
Yeah, but I did like a number of his other films. in the
Nightmare
past.
Before Christmas.
Yeah,
That one's good.
that's pretty good. Yeah, even his The Chocolate Factory.
What about
What's
that other one, the barber one?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. The musical.
And I never got to see that.
I really.
Yes, I had friends who were for and friends who were against, and then
I think
because of one thing, I didn't have anything against it. In fact, I did want to see it, but I wouldn't mind.
Sure, I
watching
think
that,
that
yeah.
one brought back his
The
edgy
edge.
edge.
Okay.
Because it was dark, it was
Yes,
gory,
yes.
it had the story, it had the characters.
There were no compromises.
hmm
Okay.
So that's, if you leave a cinema and you have, like, you learn something from it, that makes it a good film. What about a bad one? What if you leave
Well,
a
you
cinema?
feel cheated,
Yeah.
especially if you paid a lot.
How about in general? Like, even if you didn't watch it in a theater, like, thinking of a bad movie like what? Twilight.
Well, it's the time you spend. You also,
It's a waste of time.
sayang din yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Now, of course, you redeem it if you're able to analyze why it's bad. And it's not a total loss, because then you improve in watching. Then the next step is to have courage, so that after 10 minutes or 30 at most, you get up and walk out. I've done that with some films.
Or in, like what?
First 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes or after half an hour, to get up and go.
Like what, sir?
Well, none in recent memory, because many films now that I've seen, I watch it on DVD and so on. So when you walk out, you don't realize it as much as when you have to pay for it, and
Yeah.
then you have to decide,
Yeah.
do I stay on or do I walk out? You know?
So you haven't done that recently?
I think the most recent was The Watchmen. Or
That's right.
I watched that in DVD.
I watched that in the theater, and I was asking, "Will I walk out or not? Let's give it a few more minutes."
Again,
A
with the
few more,
superhero
and then
genre.
it was really just getting worse, not improving. So I walked out.
Do you think it's the genre, the superhero genre? Like
I
it's
felt
being-
it was dated. Yes, it was very dark, but the darkness I felt belonged to the 80s when the comic book was written.
Yeah.
So I felt it was so old.
Yeah.
It's
So it's also the way the story was written. Again, back to writing that hinders you from reading.
well, I
the-
thought that it was being faithful to the comic
Oh,
book.
very faithful. I heard.
Yes.
You're reading that now. Yeah, you have anything else to ask?
That's all from the guide course.
Mm-hmm. So are there any movies you're looking forward to watching in the near future?
I mean,
Well, I want to see the end of Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
of course, of course. What about those movies? Like there are a lot of fantasy movies now, like Narnia.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were all spawned in a certain sense by Lord of the Rings, which I thought was very good.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
An achievement, in my opinion, especially since they were filmed simultaneously. The Narnia films, I think I've seen. How many have there been? More than two?
There's the third one is coming out
Yeah.
soon.
The first one was not very good by the middle and the end.
It was too long.
I thought its energy flagged.
Mm.
And then the second one was much better made. But yeah, I found it pretty lightweight.
Mm.
The Harry Potter films, the first two by, who's that?
Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. Those are bad.
Really?
I thought. Yeah, the first two.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no offense, of course.
Of course.
I thought that the succeeding ones were better. No. The last one I thought was okay.
You're looking forward to
Really
the
good.
seventh.
Yeah.
It's
And
coming
at least to see what they're going to do. No?
It's coming in 2 movies, you know.
Yes, that's right.
Mm.
That's right. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, at least for the end of the
Okay.
series.
Also, you know, you can expect a lot more superhero movies coming soon. There's Thor, there's the Avengers, Green Lantern.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so far I think Nolan's the only one who makes acceptable ones, in my opinion.
Of course.
Yeah, the Superman films are
No.
really, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
Thank you for your
sir.
time, sir.
Sorry for being late,
Thank you
sir.
for your time, sir.
Very sorry,
Okay.
sir.